Here, first things first, Undisputed coming up at 9:30 right after us. Jenny, how are you guys closing out the year today?
Good morning, Jenna. Wow, it is crazy to think about that. This will be the end for us for 2018. Coming up on Undisputed, should Cowboys fans like Skip be confident going into the playoffs? How about LeBron announcing to the world that he's the GOAT? Skip and Shannon will have a lot to say about that. Plus, Greg Jennings is in studio with us to talk about Tom Brady's 4-touchdown game. Undisputed coming up next. Jenna, back to you.
All right, Jenny, thank you. Happy New Year. Time for us to go viral. LeBron is out with a groin injury, but he's still there for his team. Here he is on Friday night entering the arena, sipping some vino.
Antioxidants.
Well, that's what it is. It's quite a way to arrive to the office. Yesterday was LeBron's 34th birthday, and he posted on the gram about a gift that he got.
So far, man, I've been getting a lot of birthday wishes and everything. I want to thank everybody so far who's wished me a happy 34th birthday, man. Like fine wine, I feel like I'm getting better and better with age. So I appreciate that. And to prove I'm getting better with age, my family Beats has sent me something, beautiful, note. And inside this beautiful thing, like I said, like fine wine, they've sent me some of my favorites in the world, So I think it's gonna be one pretty damn good birthday for moi.
You can tell LeBron's entered the can't tell me nothing phase. He's walking in the arena drinking wine. He's going on uninterrupted saying, yeah, this is the moment I knew I was the greatest player ever. Interesting note, maybe the two greatest athletes of this era, LeBron and Tiger Woods, both birthdays on December 30th.
Oh,
so
wow.
yesterday wasn't just LeBron's birthday, also Tiger Woods' birthday. Tiger a little bit older.
Greatest comeback ever. It wasn't the series against the Warriors. It's LeBron's hairline. Oh. Greatest comeback in sports history.
Yeah.
That's a good gift, by the way. Go out and get someone their favorite wine.
$30,000 worth of wine. I'd say it's
he only made their company worth $1 billion by wearing them in pregame. He only made it like a cool thing.
One of the bottles of wine I got you for Christmas is including that, Jeff.
Is it?
Absolutely.
Really?
Sure, definitely. 100%.
All right, back to the Eagles.
Vintage.
Who for a, just like me, who for a second straight year, the Eagles are in the postseason thanks to Nick Foles. How'd they get there? Well, the Eagles had to beat Washington yesterday, which they did, and the Vikings had to lose, which they did. But really, Nick Foles had to be good, which he was, completing 25 straight passes, including 2 touchdowns before leaving the game with a chest injury. He'll undergo further tests later today. Eagles secured the 6th and final spot in the NFC playoffs. Here's head coach Doug Peterson on the team's mindset down the stretch.
This team really hung together. I credit the leadership of the team, the coaches, just keeping the guys focused on one game at a time. And this last half, things began to kind of click for us. And, the guys just got better as each week came. And to do what we've done here this last month and a half is credit to the guys.
All right, Nick, let's talk about this Eagles team. I mean, I don't want to say they were left for dead a couple weeks ago.
Oh, no, I left them for dead.
You did. Many had them counted out completely. They've turned things around. I don't know if you could put it all on Nick Foles, but how impressive has this Eagles turnaround been?
Well, so they've won 5 of 6, the first 2 of which were pre-Nick Foles. And then they lost that overtime game to Dallas, and they needed to go 3-0 down the stretch and get some help. And that's when I left them for dead. And then Nick Foles came in, and they went to Los Angeles, hung 30 on the Rams after they'd only scored 30 once all year, won that game. Then they beat the Texans, a Texans team that was fighting for a 2 seed. If the Texans win that game, they get home. They're the 2 seed with the bye, not the Patriots. And then they won a game yesterday that I think we thought they would win, but not dominating the way they did, 24-0. Washington doesn't convert a single third down.
What was the time of possession?
44 minutes to 16 minutes.
Crazy.
And so, yes, Nick Foles has been excellent. And Nick Foles somehow can channel something special in these must-win games. He's now 6-0 in games with the Eagles where if they lose, their season is over. Either literally over because of the playoffs or de facto over because they're out of the playoff race as it would have been in this stretch. And he's been mediocre in any games that weren't must-win games. But it hasn't just been Foles. The pass rush has been better. Fletcher Cox, best game of the year he had yesterday. He's playing his best. The secondary, which had been killing him, Bart, it's playing better. This entire team, for some reason or another, seems to play its best football when people have counted them out. That underdog thing yesterday wasn't just silly, last year wasn't just silly masks. It was a real mentality that was a rallying point for this team. And it doesn't hurt that Foles is playing awesome football. He threw a bad pick early. How did he make up for it? Tied the NFL all-time record for consecutive completions. Like, he just has something special that he can channel when the team needs him most. I don't know what to call it. I don't think it's magic, but it's something close to it.
I tell you what. They're playing complementary football. They went back to their identity. Running the football is not about the productions for running the ball. It's about the attempts and the threat that you will run the ball. So when you do the RPOs and you stick it in the belly of the running back, the linebackers have to respect it. They have to step up. And that's creating the shots down the field. You talk about this pass rush is back. You know, this defense is back. It's because they're rested. You talk about 45 minutes of being. Could you imagine only having to go out there for 15 minutes of real actual time and be able to be rested and come out and give your best pass rushes? That's why Fletcher Cox can have that type of production, because Nick Foles, it all stems from Nick Foles, because I feel like when Nick Foles is in the game, they know exactly who he is and who he isn't, and they keep the game plan tight. RPOs, check downs, shots. When Wentz is out there, they give him the whole playbook, and sometimes he's too smart, he's too gifted for himself, and he tries to do too much instead of letting the playmakers around him handle and make plays for him.
All right, and listen, here's where we're at with the Eagles. The odds are they're going to lose to the Bears. And if they don't lose to the Bears, the odds are they're going to lose the following week because they'd be in New Orleans. If either one of those things happen, if they lose either in the first round or the second round, Carson Wentz your quarterback next year, no question. Okay. If they upset the Bears and the Saints, and then they make it to the NFC Championship game, and they lose, there's a question at quarterback.
$20 million option on him, so they got to let him go.
Well, unless they want to trade the other quarterback. Like, there would be a question if they get to the NFC Championship game. If they get to the Super Bowl again, there's not a question. He's their quarterback. And if they win the Super Bowl again, not only is he their quarterback, he'll have a second statue out in front of the link. Like, I don't think
Saint Nick.
Saint Nick, he might actually, I know there's a big Catholic population in Philly, they will actually maybe nominate him for early sainthood. This is like, this is now what's in play. What is probably going to happen? That Bears defense is going to make the Eagles look like they looked most of the year, and everything resumes its normal course. But you know what was likely to happen yesterday? What Vegas thought was going to happen yesterday? The Eagles wouldn't be here because they thought the Vikings were going to win. Like, the Eagles are now in position to somehow write a script more magical than last year's.
Which
I think
seems improbable at everything.
And it's damn near impossible. But they're going to have, the road doesn't get harder than 6th seed at the Bears, at the Saints, and then UC. But it's in play. You can't say it can't happen.
I love it. This is the kind of thing that I love when it comes to sports. All right, let's talk about Cowboys now. They already secured the division title. They had nothing to play for except momentum yesterday heading into the playoffs. They faced a Giants team. Dak played the whole game in this one, threw for 387 yards and 4 touchdowns. Some good mojo for the Cowboys as they prepare for the Seahawks in the opening round of the playoffs. Here's Dak on his mindset playing in a, quote, meaningless Week 17.
Going into this game, playing the New York Giants, wanting to get win number 10, this meant a lot to us, and you saw it out there, just the intensity that we played with, the ups and the downs, and just how we stayed through it, and just stayed positive, knowing that we were going to give ourselves a chance to come out on the end. It was a great win.
Bart, this was a good win for the Cowboys. Even though it didn't mean anything, there were no playoff implications, it was a really good win. Are they a dangerous team heading into the playoffs?
I think they are because of the balance, because they can run the football and they can also play good defense and complementary football. But yesterday was more important for Dak to prove that he can win a game with his arm and not with Ezekiel Elliott bailing him out. You know,
Zeke didn't play yesterday.
Right, so that's important. So going into the game and in those pivotal situations, he's going to trust his arm, he's going to trust his eyes and pull the trigger. And I think that's going to be beneficial in the long run. But the bad part is they have probably their toughest opponent coming up, a team that mirrors them, that has a quarterback that's like Dak, but just a little bit better. And a guy who has a Super Bowl MVP and has a Super Bowl on his resume, I think it's going to be tough for him to get past the Seattle Seahawks.
They're playing a better version of themselves.
Right.
A team that runs the ball even better than they do. A quarterback that does a lot of things Dak does, just does it at a higher level. But as far as yesterday's game, that was the most meaningless game I've ever seen because of what it potentially does for Dak Prescott. Dak is the one reason, the passing attack's the one reason people don't take the Cowboys as serious Super Bowl contenders. Our friend Skip does. You know why? Because he believes in Dak. Most other people don't. Well, you throw for 380, throw for 4 touchdowns, do it with 0 all-pro offensive linemen, without your all-pro running back. That's the type of momentum you carry with you now into the playoffs. Jason Garrett took a gamble, playing Dak and then keeping Dak in there even when they were up 14-0, because said, hey,